Mordhau is a fun game. Very fun. I really like it, despite the fact that I'm not very good at it. And I'm happy, very happy, that I was able to get some clips where I don't look totally stupid, totally retarded, like a dumb idiot monkey, right? I got some clips that I can show you that aren't too embarrassing. Most of what's going to be in the background of this video are fights where I don't get my ass completely whooped, or I actually end up on top. Plus, there's a few little amusing clips, because there's some amusing players on these servers. The loot players, especially the bards, can be very entertaining when you run into them. But Mordhau has some launch issues that I'd like to talk about before I continue to sort of pour out praise on the game. For the first 2 hours I spent in Mordhau, you know, the first 2 hours with the game open, I only got to play really 30 minutes. For the 30 minutes I got to play, it was great. The other hour and a half was spent trying to find a server. Matchmaking does not work. It's going to put you into a full server and then immediately boot you out. That's what was happening for me. So just use the server browser if you decide to grab Mordhau. Joining servers and then not being able to actually play. What do I mean by this? Well, unfortunately I don't have any footage to show you, but I will put up this little clip from the beginning of a round that I actually got to work. As you can see, the first thing I do is I go and climb this ladder and then immediately get off of it. And the reason I'm doing this is to just verify that the game's working. Because sometimes when you join a server, your hits aren't going to register, nobody's going to be able to hit you. I don't even think people can see you, and you're not going to be able to interact with items such as ladders, or you're not going to be able to pick up weapons or buy them in the Horde mode. All you can do at that point is rejoin the server. You hit the tilde key, and you type in reconnect in the console. Still, this game can take a while to load, especially if you're on a older system like me. I got the game to run fine. It was actually running pretty smooth on Ultra, but it loads faster with the settings turned down a bit, so this game does seem pretty optimized. I mean, I have a decent computer. I do need an upgrade, but Mordhau really wasn't giving me too much trouble. And any of the stuttering you see in the footage, it's occasional. There's an occasional loss of frame rate. I'm going to blame that on OBS. I'm going to blame that on the fact I was recording, because it was smooth as butter after I adjusted my settings and when I was playing without OBS, churning out gigabytes and gigabytes and gigabytes of footage. Alongside that glitch, you know, that error where you have to rejoin the server, who the hell knows what causes that? I'm not a code monkey, I couldn't tell you. You also have the fact that progression is not working. Sometimes you will gain level, sometimes you will gain gold, but most of the time you won't. And it seems like the devs are going to fix that and then reset everybody to a certain level, to a certain amount of gold. It's going to be higher than level 1. I don't think they're just going to throw everybody back to the drawing board. I think they're going to try and compensate people, specifically the people who are not receiving any type of progression. I know that when I joined a game, it did have me set as level 2, though earlier on the main menu it was saying I was still level 1. There's definitely some issues regarding the progression. And that I can understand because that's on their back end. There's a lot of people playing the game. They might have not expected that. The system might not be able to handle it. What I can't really accept and what's really annoying is the server browser. The server browser has filters, but it does not have sorting options. So you can filter for servers that aren't full of a specific game mode, but you cannot organize the list based on ping, based on player count, based on name, based on, you know, whether it's an official server or not. It has all of these different, you know, categories in the server browser, information that it's giving you about each server, but you can't sort by them, which in most games you can. And it's just such a basic feature that's lacking that really, I don't think there's an excuse for it not to be there. They should definitely put that in. That'd be a good quality of life improvement. I just wanted to get that out of the way because this is a rocky launch. And if you want to play, if you want to get into Mordhau, You're going to have to put up with that for the time being. And frankly, it's very disappointing to me. Because when you buy this game, it doesn't say early access. It doesn't say beta. It doesn't say anything like that. This is a full release title. And yet there are some clear issues, as we've just gone over. But these issues are also mostly minor. And since the game seems well optimized, though, again, that might not be your experience, it's a rocky launch, but it's not a failed launch. With all of that out of the way now, we can start talking about the game. I normally get angry at multiplayer like PvP games, like shooters, for example. I don't really play too much FPS anymore, but one of my favorite shooters, at least one of my favorite shooters that was recently released, is Rising Storm 2. But half the time when I play Rising Storm 2, I get very frustrated. It's not because it's a bad game, it's just that it can feel like you're getting killed by bullshit a lot, and you gotta get used to that. Mordhau, on the other hand, yeah, you can get ganged up by guys, like 4 dudes attacking you, and there's not really much you can do. But all in all, just the fact that it's this sort of melee, this skill-based melee, it makes things feel a lot more fair. You see your enemy when they kill you, and your enemy sees you when you kill them. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I could go like 2 kills, 18 deaths in this game, and I do not think that I'd blow a gasket. I do not think that I would get agitated in the slightest. Now, of course, I'm not everybody, and with this type of game, where you can get your ass whooped like that, it might make, you know, other people angry. It might get you a little frustrated. But I'm bad at these types of games, and I'm bad at Mordhau, but I'm still able to hold my own. I'm still able to contribute, and I haven't been playing the game for very long at all. The controls are just very responsive, and they're very easy to get used to. This is mostly thanks to the tutorial, which is a little drawn out and a little silly, but it gets the job done. Normally, I cannot block anything in these types of games, but in Mordhau, all of a sudden, I'm able to pull off blocks. I don't even know how the hell I'm doing it. It's just like muscle memory. You just slowly start to get used to it. You slowly start to get better with time. Now, I've not used anything like the feints. I've not really done anything fancy, but I've definitely figured out how to play the game and how to do okay. And that didn't take long at all. I didn't have to go through, you know, the Temple of Trials where I'm spending 10 hours of my time slowly but surely dragging myself out of the ass whoop central, right? Instead, it's just like I got thrown into the game, I played around with things for a while, and I started to figure out how to go with the flow. So that's something I really like about Mordhau, is that the controls, the game balance, none of it seems off to me, at least at this point. Of course, this is just a quick, like, first impressions video. I will probably make another video on Mordhau if I keep playing it, where I can go in depth. This is just spur of the moment, just finished playing a bit, here's what I think. So, that concludes the first serious video from Intellectual Shitposting, and you're probably wondering what's going to be posted on this channel. Anything and everything, man. Simple as. The quick rundown is that me and some friends are just going to use this channel to talk about games, movies, shows, maybe even books, because we have extremely big brains and we read books. And while this is an off-the-cuff sort of production, I just recorded some audio, cut it up, and threw it over some game footage that I also cut up. Probably the next video that will come out on this channel is going to be more refined. It's going to be a mix of banter and actual sort of analysis of something. I'm not going to tell you what. You guys can guess. All 3 of you initial subscribers from the Total Shit Post posted first. Anyway, lads, thank you for watching. Have a nice one. And everybody, please, please remember to stay strapped.